Oh, hello, world. You hear that? They're wooing. You are correct to woo that way, my friend. What is up? Welcome to Build. I'm your host, Matt Forte. We're here live at the Build Studio in New York City. Our next guests star in the new Disney movie, Timmy Failure, Mistakes Were Made. Based on the hit book series of the same name, the film is hilarious, it's heartfelt, it's kind of perfect, I'm going to be honest. It drops tomorrow on Disney+, but right now, I'm going to ask you to make a crazy amount of noise, because I got Timmy himself, Winslow Fegley, and the great Craig Robinson. Let me hear it. Come on, because they're right here. I'm not going to stop them. Keep going. Keep going. All right, now they seem to have stopped naturally now. I think we can continue. Thank you for that. And gentlemen, welcome. Congratulations on this fantastic film.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How are you guys doing? How is life right now? You guys having a good time? You all right?
Yeah, it's
You out here
great.
talking about the movie?
Yeah.
Working? I know this is a job, but I'm very excited you're here. It's very nice to have you both.
Thanks.
I got a chance to watch this. Niece and nephew came over. My wife and I watched it. It was hilarious. We had such a blast. You guys are both amazing in it. I'm excited to talk to you about it. I just saw, it was very recently, it premiered at Sundance. Very exciting. I know I saw on your end, so you got a chance to make it out. Craig, did you get a chance to make it out? Were you?
I did not.
You did not. All right, we're going to come back to you. Tell me about the experience. Was that your first Sundance?
Yeah, it was my first Sundance, and it was great being there. It was very fun, and it was an awesome experience. When I was going into it, I wasn't quite sure what to expect, but after it, that was just so great. And being there, I kind of already had gotten the vibe by the first just look at it, and it was really awesome being in
The vibe of the festival or the vibe of the...
whole vibe of the festival.
Just the whole vibe
Yeah.
being there. Did you hit the slopes? You skier, snowboarder?
Yeah,
You do any of
well,
that?
I did ski up
Really?
in Colorado, but not there. Tom did. Tom McCarthy did. But I didn't get a chance to. It was a pretty packed schedule, so.
You were busy. You were
Yeah.
working. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Well, I'm excited for you. That sounds like a wonderful experience. Let's start from the beginning. Let's dial it back. How'd you guys come to be a part of this movie? Craig, let's start with you, man. How'd you come to be a part of Timmy Failure?
They sent me the script and then told me they were interested in me for the role. And I read it and enjoyed it. Thought it was a different look for what I've been doing. And so I'd be happy to be a part of it.
There is like in your Mr. Jenkins, there's like a comfort and a wisdom that's like, it's really nice and it comes through. And I'm curious, is it fun for you to kind of tap into alternate universe Craig and go back to being a teacher once in a while?
It comes natural.
Yeah, it's part of you.
Yeah, it's part of me. But it was fun, and I liked the way it came off.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, man? How did you get involved and become Timmy Failure?
Well, it was a very long audition process that my dad and my mom helped me a lot with. But I think when I got the role, I was walking home from school, and my dad kind of ran up in the alley and was like, "You got the part for Timmy Failure." And I was
You
like,
cut through an alley to get home from school? I don't mean to cut you off, but that's a very important detail in that story.
It's a street.
Okay, it's a street.
Yeah.
But it's alley-like. It feels like an alley.
Yeah.
All right, you were saying, so your dad runs up to you
But
in
my
the alley
dad
that looks
ran
like a
up,
street.
And I was like, what? I was so, like, stoked, and I was so happy to be a part of it, and it was a great experience.
I'm sure. What were the auditions like? You said you had to audition a lot.
Yeah.
Is that hard?
It was pretty hard, yeah, because each time they have different directions, and it was a lot of tapes. You would record things like on your phone, and then send them to the casting office. And then eventually, I think they just called me up. Or no, I was actually doing a Disney Channel show up in Vancouver, and Tom just happened to be actually looking for locations in Vancouver at the same time. So we hooked up and we did an audition there, and that was my first time meeting Tom. And his vision on the character was very different, but it was great, and it turned out great.
When you say his vision was different, was it different from what you thought it would be?
Yeah, kind of what I thought it would be. And what my dad and I had rehearsed, but what he did to it was so cool, and he's just such a talented director.
When did you find out you were going to be working with this man sitting next to you, with Craig?
It was probably after I got the part, and then I had kind of, when we were at the table reading or something, I was like looking at the wall and like seeing all the cast pictures, and then I looked at Craig's and I was like, that's crazy. I was just like, hold up, Daryl's gonna be here?
That's so fun. I wanted to bring that up because you mentioned very sly, very quiet backstage. You were like, sometimes I think The Office when I see him. And like, you got really excited. So I was like, you're a big Office fan. I was surprised to hear that.
Yeah, like a dream role of mine would be like if I could play Michael Scott's son. That would be so cool. I mean, he probably wouldn't have one because of who he is, but like, it would be so cool to be his son. Even if it was just like a guest star or something, that was crazy.
Craig, so what was it like the first time you guys got together and met? In the movie, there's a very special bond. I think out of all the adults, Mr. Jenkins kind of gets Timmy's vibe like right away and understands him and knows how to talk to him. What was it like when you guys met for the first time?
They were filming, and I came down to Vancouver. Part was filmed in Vancouver, and then part in Portland. I came down to Vancouver to meet and read with Winslow, and I was blown away. I was like, okay, he's got it. He knows what he's doing. So it was just basically a read and just be blown away by this kid.
Be honest, at any point did Winslow accidentally call you Daryl?
It did not happen.
Okay, good job. Good job. Well done. How long did it take for you to get past the starstruck, oh my God, it's Daryl? Was that fast? You good with that?
It was kind of fast, yeah. I mean, after I had met him, it was like, I kind of felt like he's just such a cool guy to be around. So it was just, it was kind of just normal, you know. And I remember we were like by this fence in that one scene, and you were like singing, and then I was beatboxing. That was so fun. Yeah.
In between takes, we would like.
Yeah, we had
come
like.
up with songs.
Yeah. What were you singing about?
We should make a record.
Done.
Official. That's the exclusive. We just announced the record is happening right here live on Build. What would you sing about when you guys were hanging out together?
Anything.
Whatever you saw.
Yeah, it was pretty random, and then I just like beatbox to it. It was fun. Yeah. Yeah.
Craig, do you try to, when you're, because I was looking at your instrument, and it looks like in between TV and film that you have constantly got a gig going on somewhere, be it if you're doing stand-up or you're doing music. When you're working on a project on a film or a TV show and you're at a location, do you just try to focus on that one thing? Do you try to figure, well, if I'm going to be in town, let me find another thing I can do while I'm here?
I might go hit up the comedy club. I don't go for try to book something. I just stop in if I can go up. But so for the most part, I try to, I'm here for this gig. I'm doing this, and then if there's some fun to be had, doing comedy, fine. But I don't try to like go away and come back and go away and come back. I just try to do that gig.
Kind of compartmentalize and just do the thing that you're there to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. And so what would you say is the biggest difference between you and Timmy?
Biggest difference?
Yes.
That's hard because I think Timmy and I are pretty similar.
Let's go down that path. All right.
Okay.
What's the thing? What's the
Let's just do the opposite of your question.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's flip it and reverse it. Let's do it. Honest, do you want to sit in this chair? Because I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm making it up as I go.
Yeah.
Truly.
I mean, no.
This is the internet. I could do anything. If you want to sit here, this is your show.
All right.
All right, done.
All right. You have the contract?
Yeah, it's on the other. It's on the.
Boom.
Yo, this kid. Talk to me about Timmy, then we'll talk about the contract. I won't forget.
But
Similarities.
But yeah, I mean, Timmy and I both, I think we both kind of act pretty impulsively, and we kind of just live in the moment. Yeah. And sometimes we don't finish things before we jump into something, and we kind of act spontaneously, which I'm not sure is the best thing. Right. But I'm 11 years old, and I'm working on it. Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Very recently turned 11, like within weeks, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean the 22nd.
22nd. So you just happy belated birthday. Hold for applause. Man's newly turned 11.
Happy
It's
birthday,
a big
bro.
deal.
Thank you.
It's a big deal. A big part of the movie, a big part of Timmy's anxiety is being 11, going into middle school and all that. Are you in middle school? Are you about to go to middle school?
I'm in 5th grade. I'm about to go to middle school.
On the cusp.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Are you nervous? Don't be.
Not really, no.
No. Timmy was nervous. He was scared. Yeah, so that's acting right there. Because you're fine. You're not nervous at all. Yeah. Okay. Craig, do you remember middle school? What was it like for you, man?
It was fine, I guess.
Your mom was a teacher, right? She was.
Yeah, my mother. She taught at the high school I went to.
Ah, okay.
And in middle school, let me see, was that fifth grade?
Sixth, seventh, I think, right? I had
7, 8, yeah.
Yeah, I went. My school was like kindergarten to 8th grade, I think so. Then we didn't have a switch.
It wasn't as a dramatic.
Yeah,
It wasn't
just
a dramatic
boom, boom.
shift going to middle school.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That was more going to high school for you.
Exactly.
And your mom was teaching there.
Now that was a little trepidation going to high school. 'Cause it's high school. But my mom taught there, so that was weird. It was
Does
fine.
that make it easy? My mom worked at the library in the school when I was there, and it wasn't weird, but occasionally people would get mad at me because she got mad at them for some nonsense they were doing in the library.
My problem was
Was she like Flo?
I couldn't get away with anything, so it was just because she was cool with all the teachers. So if one thing happened, I was
Eyes on you at all times.
boom. Not that I was trying to do stuff to get away with it. I'm just saying. But things, mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made. Brilliant. Sitting here and talking to you, Winslow, man, you are, and I asked what was the biggest difference, because for me, you're funny, you're outgoing, you got a lot of energy.
Thank you.
That's very kind of different from the way in which Timmy approaches things. He's very deadpan. He's very serious.
Yeah.
He's always the most serious person in the room. Was that challenging for you to find that tone, especially since you said it was different from where you guys started before?
Well, after I'd kind of auditioned as being Timmy and working with Tom, it kind of just came with the character. And not only that, but Tom just did a very good job at directing me and telling me what I needed to do. And he pretty much, I kind of said, I was like, okay, I smiled in this one scene where my mom's like tickling me and stuff. But then he was pretty much just like, no, don't smile for the rest of the movie. For the next 4 months, just no. But that also just came with what kind of person Timmy is. So you kind of already know that's what you need to do as an actor. Again, I would rehearse it all the time with my dad, and we would always work on being Timmy.
Did you read all the books?
No.
No.
Stephan is very mad with me. We have some beef.
Some book beef.
Yeah.
It's the worst kind of beef.
I know.
But it'll heal over time.
It does not make good burgers.
Book beef does not make good burgers.
But I did read the first one.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
did. Yeah. I read it at probably the first or second audition with my dad, and we kind of just started reading it, and I automatically just kind of fell in love with the story, and he just did such a good job at writing it and co-writing the script. So, yeah.
Craig, when you read the script and all that, and you found out it was based on books, did you read the books or no? You just don't need to.
No.
No.
It was a choice. I don't want to become that Mr. Jenkins. I wanted to come from the script.
Find your Mr.
Yeah.
Jenkins that's there on the page.
Yeah, and I
Pitfall you can fall into quite easily as a performer. That's a smart move on your part.
No, I'm actually just finding out it's a book series. So.
Fair enough. That's all.
Whoa! Oh! Now Stephan's very mad.
I tease.
That's fine enough. I got to ask this question. You guys are both part of the Disney family, all right? This is a big deal. It's a big movie. It's a Disney movie. It's on Disney+. Did you take advantage? You go to the parks. You skip any lines. That's you have to. If you're part of the Disney family, you got to go in and say, I'm in the movies, right? That's what you have to do. Did they hook you up? Did you get a chance? You go to the parks? Have some fun?
I went to the Disneyland Saturday.
This past Saturday?
Yes.
You see the new Star Wars thing? Did you go?
I did go to Star Wars Land. Yeah.
Tell us all about it.
We went with the cast. I'm not sure when they're gonna put that stuff out, but it was really fun. Well, yeah, because
There was a cast gathering at Disneyland.
you were just like, I'm doing.
We're going to go to some
a
questions
show.
from the audience real quick. I didn't know that.
Wow.
I don't know.
McCarthy, we got some talking.
It
right.
must have been Stephan's choice because he didn't read the books.
Oh, man, you throw
it's
Stephan
your
under
fault.
the bus real quick. It's worse than book beef. All right, so we'll get to that in a second. But you said, cast aside, you guys went and you had a good time over there,
Yeah,
right?
It was very fun, yeah.
Yeah, you had a good time. Rode a bunch of rides, all that stuff.
A lot
Crazy
of
experience.
rides.
Yeah?
A lot of rides.
Yeah.
And it was kind of raining, so some of them shut down, and that was not a good experience. But
Got it.
it was a lot of rides, yeah.
Craig, had they remembered to invite you, what would you have looked forward to riding most?
I'm kind of dealing with this right now. I don't know. The something twirly.
Twirly. That's one of my favorites as well. From the movie Something Twirly, 1932.
Something Twirly,
It's on
yeah,
Disney
that's a good
Plus
one.
right now. You can watch Something Twirly. It's one of Walt's originals. We've got a bunch of questions of the outside world. We're going to get to them in just a second, and we'll make sure there's time for those. I think one of them's from Twitter. But real quick, Craig, forgive me. I love everything you do. I'm a big fan of your work. And
Thank you.
Having you here, I have to ask this quick fanboy question. One of the favorite things you do, office and all that stuff aside, Doug Judy. And there we go. See, there's one other person here who really loves when you're on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. New season.
Oh, shoot.
confirmed
Yeah,
all
that was
stuff.
so good.
Here we go. Have they talked to you? Can you say anything? Will we ever see Doug Judy again?
Well, I mean, I can't
Maybe.
talk about that stuff. But I did. I did film one. Are we in a new season? I don't know. I don't know.
Can I tell you that
I'm lost.
non-answer? That non-answer is an answer. It's very
I'm lost.
comforting.
The last one you saw was what?
It was
His own funeral?
Yes.
He was at his funeral?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
I believe so. Right?
I was watching that while we were shooting.
Were you really?
It was so good. And then I saw he was on it, and I didn't know he was on it. And I was
Say
like,
what?
Craig Robinson is on it now? Huh? I was just very surprised. It was
I got a
crazy.
recurring character on there.
Yeah.
I know.
Very true. It's a great.
Yeah, but it didn't come in until, I don't know, the third season or something.
Well, don't. I mean, that's just.
In other countries, it's crazy the response.
Is it really?
Yeah, I heard Brazil is crazy. I know. I went to Australia. I was with my band. It was like a few years ago, and everywhere we went, they didn't forget the office. It was Doug Judy. It was all Pontiac Bandit.
That's amazing. And is that something? Are you surprised that that's the character? Is that the one you hear a lot of? I mean, of all the things you've done.
I'm hearing more.
You hear more of it now.
Most is Daryl.
Most of it's Daryl Buffett.
Yeah.
Okay.
Daryl, and then different depending upon. Some people yell out doorman or just hot tub time machine.
Yeah.
People just yell or they not here, Ted.
Well, first of all, thank you for indulging that. And second of all, I swear I didn't plan. I'm literally just reading this now. This is really funny. From at Mr. Craig Robinson. My favorite character you played was the Pontiac Bandits. You kill that role. My question is, what has been your favorite escape so far with him?
Oh, when he got away on the boat.
Yeah.
After the Smush
Oh,
episode.
that was so good.
It was yeah. It was. I mean, it's ridiculous, but so much fun.
It
Where
was
did
so
that come?
funny.
How much of that was they said, Craig, come hang out. We have this idea, and then you guys kind of played off of one another. How much of that was waiting for you on the page when you got there?
Plenty is on the page, but we do get to. It's like Andy, and myself. It's like 2 5-year-olds coming and just start playing together, and we always end up doing like some handshake or something ridiculous. He's incredible. He's so much fun, and then. It's just yes and. We just, yes and each other and just keep going higher.
Totally. Next question, also from Twitter. This is from @EdwardIsTheMan. Great name. What is your favorite Disney animated movie? I will start with you, Winslow.
Ooh.
Favorite ever, all
Like
time.
animated?
Animated.
Shoot.
Think. You've got this. You're part of the Disney family. You were just immersed in the world. You rode all the rides, without Craig, mind you.
Beauty and the Beast is really awesome.
Beauty and the Beast is a great choice. That's a good call. We've given Craig plenty of time now. Craig, your favorite?
Lion King.
That's a good
Well
one,
done.
too.
What'd you think? But you know what? We won't go there. We'll talk later. Perfect. Lion King, Beauty and the Beast classics. Well done. Can I do one more? I'd love to do one more. Let's get one more from the room. You've got a microphone. I'm looking for you. I believe it's you. Go for it.
How did you be friends with Polar Bear?
Well, there was this, it was CGI, most of it, right? But there was this guy who was in like this 9-foot suit in 90-degree Portland weather. And I know, it's crazy. But he kind of was in that suit to make the guidelines for the editing team and also just for me to work off of him. And he did a really good job. So thanks, Michael. Yeah.
Shout out to Michael, Mr. Polar Bear. That was a great question. If you could have a giant animal friend, what would it be? Pick one animal. Giant animal friend.
A lion.
A giant lion? Great answer. Good job. Also, great question. Yeah. We're going to wrap things up. I let you guys go. You got 1,000,001 other things to do. I hear a smattering of applause. They're ready to thank you. But hold it, wait. You guys are so good. Before we wrap it up, I just want to remind everybody that Timmy Failure, Mistakes Were Made is going to be on Disney Plus tomorrow. It's the perfect movie, honestly. Put it on and watch it 1,000,000 times, and you'll see exactly how right I am. And I want to thank you guys for being here and hanging out. You were awesome. You guys were a great audience. Y'all were awesome. And those who tuned in and asked questions, you were pretty awesome, too. So now is the time to thank our awesome guests for being here. Throw your hands together. Crazy amount of noise. Craig Robinson, Winslow Fegley.
Thank you.
Do it up.
Thank you.